Over 70? Stop doing this every morning. It increases your risk of stroke by 60%. As we age, we begin to understand just how delicate our health really is. A single habit, done consistently, without question, can silently chip away at the body's resilience. For seniors over the age of 70, one particular morning habit, so common that many do it without a second thought, may be quietly raising their risk of a devastating health event, a stroke. And shockingly, research now shows that this simple habit could increase that risk by up to 60%. If you're over 70 or love someone who is, this could be one of the most important things you'll read today. The morning routine that's not as harmless as it seems. Every morning, millions of seniors start their day the same way. They wake up, reach for a cup of coffee or tea, possibly skip breakfast, and jump straight into their day, sometimes with light stretching, but often without adequate hydration or proper nutrition. But there's one habit more dangerous than most: getting out of bed too quickly without preparing the body. That's right, something as simple as abruptly rising from bed without warming up the circulatory system has now been shown to significantly increase the risk of ischemic stroke, especially in those over 70. Why? Because the human body, especially the aging body, is not designed to go from 0 to 60 in seconds. Overnight, your blood pressure drops slightly, your circulation slows, and your heart rate decreases. This is part of your body's natural rest state. But when you wake up and suddenly stand upright, particularly after lying down for hours, the body experiences what's known as orthostatic hypotension, a sudden drop in blood pressure. In younger individuals, this causes a moment of dizziness. But in older adults, it can lead to something much more dangerous, a dramatic change in blood flow to the brain. And that can trigger a stroke. What exactly happens when you stand up too fast? When you rise too quickly, blood rushes downward due to gravity. The heart has to work harder to pump blood back up to the brain. If the arteries are stiff or narrowed due to age, this return flow is delayed. The brain temporarily lacks oxygen-rich blood. In severe cases, this oxygen deprivation can cause a stroke, especially if clots are already present. Now, combine this with dehydration, high blood pressure, clogged arteries, or undiagnosed atrial fibrillation, all of which are common in older adults, and you have a dangerous recipe. Scientific backing. Why this warning matters. A recent study from the Journal of Neurology found that elderly individuals who experience frequent postural blood pressure drops were up to 60% more likely to suffer a stroke than those who rose slowly and cautiously in the morning. This isn't anecdotal, it's backed by science. Moreover, the risk of silent strokes, small strokes that don't show major symptoms but still damage brain tissue, is also significantly higher in seniors with poor morning routines. Over time, silent strokes can lead to memory problems, speech difficulty, and even dementia. Other risk-enhancing morning mistakes. Standing up too quickly is just one part of the problem. Many seniors skip water in the morning, increasing blood viscosity, drink coffee immediately on an empty stomach, spiking blood pressure, avoid breakfast, depriving the brain of critical nutrients, rush into physical activity, triggering sudden blood pressure shifts. Each of these adds more stress to the cardiovascular system, and if done regularly over weeks, months, or years, they collectively raise your stroke risk even higher. What you should do instead: a stroke-safe morning routine. If you're over 70, here's what you should do instead to dramatically lower your stroke risk. Wake up slowly. Open your eyes. Lie still for a moment. Breathe deeply. Let your body adjust to being awake. Hydrate before anything else. Keep a glass of water next to your bed. Sip slowly. This helps stabilize your blood volume and circulation. Do bedside stretches. Rotate your ankles. Flex your feet. Stretch your arms. And gently move your neck and spine. This warms up your nervous system and circulation. Sit up in stages. First, sit up slowly on the edge of the bed. Wait 30 seconds. If no dizziness occurs, proceed to stand up carefully. Avoid immediate caffeine. Wait at least 15 to 20 minutes before your first cup of coffee or tea. Let your body fully wake up first. Eat something light and nutritious. A small breakfast, like oatmeal, yogurt, or fruit, helps regulate blood sugar and provides fuel for your brain. Do not rush the first hour of your day. That first hour is when most strokes heart attacks, and falls in seniors occur. Treat it as sacred time. Your morning could save your life. It may seem hard to believe that something as small as the way you get out of bed could impact your life in such a dramatic way. But for seniors over 70, especially those with high blood pressure, heart disease, or diabetes, these small shifts in daily habits are not small at all. They are life-altering. Stroke is one of the leading causes of death and disability in older adults. But it doesn't have to be your story, or the story of someone you love. Awareness is the first step. Action is the next. So tomorrow morning, don't rush. Give your body the gentle, loving start it deserves, because every peaceful morning may be adding more healthy years to your life. Elderly people, never mix these two common vitamins, dangerous interaction. When healthy becomes harmful. As we age, taking care of our health becomes more than just a choice, it becomes a necessity. Many older adults turn to vitamins and supplements in hopes of maintaining energy, supporting bone health, boosting immunity, and preserving brain function. And while that's a wise and proactive step, there's a hidden danger that most seniors aren't aware of. Some vitamins and supplements, when taken together, can interact in ways that are not just ineffective, but actually harmful. We often assume that because something is sold over the counter or labeled natural, it's automatically safe, but that's far from the truth. The reality is, our bodies change as we age, digestion slows, nutrient absorption shifts, and sensitivity to substances increases. This means certain combinations that might have been safe in youth can now pose real risks. Today, we're shining a light on two of the most commonly used vitamins among seniors, both of which are beneficial on their own, but when taken together, they can silently sabotage your health, especially your heart and brain. This is a warning that could save lives, or at the very least, prevent unnecessary complications. So, let's take a closer look at what these vitamins are, why their interaction is dangerous, and how to protect yourself or your loved ones from this hidden trap. The most dangerous duo, vitamin E and vitamin K. Let's begin with the two key players, vitamin E and vitamin K. Both are essential to health in different ways. Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant. It protects your cells from oxidative stress, supports immune function, and is often taken to slow aging and promote heart health. Vitamin K, especially K1 and K2, plays a critical role in blood clotting and bone health. It ensures that calcium is directed to the bones and not to the arteries, which is essential in preventing arterial calcification. Individually, both are helpful, but taken together, especially in high doses, they can become a silent threat. How they interact: a war between blood thinners and clotting agents. Here's the problem. Vitamin E has natural blood thinning properties, while vitamin K helps the blood clot. They work in opposite directions within the body's delicate balance of coagulation. In small, natural dietary amounts, this might not be an issue. But when taken in supplement form, especially megadoses, the competition between the two can become dangerous. Too much vitamin E can thin the blood excessively, increasing the risk of internal bleeding, bruising, or hemorrhagic stroke. At the same time, vitamin K may try to reverse this effect, potentially leading to unpredictable clotting, especially in those already on blood-thinning medications like warfarin, Coumadin. The real risk arises when seniors take both vitamins as supplements without medical supervision, or even worse, while also taking prescribed anticoagulants, which many older adults do after heart events or to prevent strokes. This interaction can destabilize the body's clotting ability, leading to serious complications. Who's most at risk? This dangerous interaction is especially concerning for people over 65, seniors taking blood thinners, individuals with a history of stroke, deep vein thrombosis, or atrial fibrillation, those taking high-dose multivitamins without reading the label, people self-medicating with over-the-counter vitamin E for skin, heart, or anti-aging benefits. It's important to realize that many senior or heart health supplements include both vitamin E and vitamin K marketed as a total wellness solution. But for sensitive individuals, this can be a recipe for internal disaster. The symptoms you might miss. One of the most dangerous things about this interaction is that the symptoms are subtle, until it's too late. Signs of possible vitamin E overdose or negative interaction with vitamin K may include frequent bruising, nosebleeds, bleeding gums, blood in the urine or stool, dizziness or lightheadedness, unexplained fatigue, unusual headaches, possible warning sign of brain bleeding. Unfortunately, many seniors may dismiss these symptoms as normal aging or worse. Not notice them at all. That's why awareness is key. What you should do instead. If you or someone you love is over 60 and taking supplements, here are the smart steps to stay safe. Read all supplement labels carefully. Watch out for combinations of vitamins, especially all-in-one blends. Even natural or organic products can be harmful in the wrong dose. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist before combining supplements, especially if you're taking blood thinners or have heart conditions. Avoid high-dose vitamin E supplements unless specifically prescribed. The recommended daily allowance for adults is about 15 mg, 22.4 IU. Many supplements contain 100 to 400 IU, which may be far too much for seniors. Choose food sources over pills when possible. Getting vitamins through a balanced diet is safer. Leafy greens for vitamin K, nuts and seeds for vitamin E. Nature tends to provide these in balanced amounts. Get regular blood work if you take any supplements regularly. Ask your doctor to monitor your blood clotting and liver function at least annually. Health isn't about taking more, but taking what's right. As we grow older, our bodies deserve more care, not more risk. It's tempting to load up on vitamins, thinking we're doing ourselves a favor. But health isn't about taking more, it's about taking what's right. In the right way, at the right time. The combination of vitamin E and vitamin K may sound harmless, even helpful. But without guidance, it could silently undermine your health, especially for those already managing complex conditions. So let this be a gentle reminder. Your body is wise, but it needs your help. Every pill, every capsule, every supplement should serve your healing, not put it in danger. Before reaching for the next bottle, pause, ask, learn, consult. Because the best medicine is not always more, it's knowledge, balance, and care. And when it comes to your golden years, you deserve nothing less. The 7 worst nighttime habits that are shortening your life without you knowing. What you do at night could be silently destroying your health. We often hear that, how you spend your days is how you spend your life. But in truth, how you spend your nights may matter even more. While we sleep, our bodies are supposed to rest, repair, and regenerate. Our minds reset, our cells heal, our hearts slow down. It is the body's most sacred time of renewal. But what if the very things you're doing before bed, seemingly harmless, perhaps even comforting, are secretly cutting years off your life? It might sound dramatic, but science now confirms it. Certain nighttime habits are linked to increased risk of chronic diseases, mental health decline, hormonal imbalance, and even early death. And the worst part? Most people don't even realize they're doing anything wrong. In this deep dive, we'll uncover 7 of the most dangerous nighttime habits that could be quietly stealing your energy, aging your body faster, and shaving precious years off your life, all while you sleep. But more importantly, we'll talk about how to break free from these habits and build a nightly rhythm that supports your longevity, health, and peace of mind. Let's begin. 1. Eating heavy meals late at night. We've all done it. That late dinner, the midnight snack, or the comfort food after a long day. But eating a heavy meal close to bedtime forces your body to work hard digesting when it's supposed to be resting. This disrupts sleep quality, increases acid reflux, and has been linked to higher risks of heart disease and type 2 diabetes. Your blood sugar stays elevated, your metabolism is disrupted, and your internal organs don't get the rest they need. Over time, this can shorten your lifespan significantly. Better habit. Finish your last meal at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. Choose lighter options like soups, steamed vegetables, or a small serving of protein if you're hungry late. 2. Scrolling on your phone or watching screens in bed. Blue light from phones, tablets, and TVs can suppress melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall and stay asleep. But it's not just about poor sleep. Chronic melatonin suppression is now linked to hormonal imbalance, obesity, depression, and even increased cancer risk. When you bring the outside world, especially stressful news, social media, or intense shows, into your sacred sleep space, it stimulates your brain instead of calming it. Better habit. Turn off screens at least 1 hour before bed. Replace scrolling with calming rituals, reading a book, gentle stretching, journaling, or soft music. 3. Holding on to stress and unspoken emotions. Your brain and heart don't forget what you carry into sleep. Unresolved stress, arguments, or buried emotions lead to high cortisol levels, shallow sleep, and a restless mind. Over time, chronic emotional stress increases the risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, insomnia, and memory loss. Some people even experience a phenomenon called revenge bedtime procrastination, staying up late just to reclaim time, even when exhausted, which reflects deeper emotional unrest. Better habit. Practice a short reflection or forgiveness ritual. Write down what you're grateful for. Let go of what you can't control. Your peace is more important than being right or in control. 4. Neglecting your sleep environment. Is your bedroom cluttered, noisy, or filled with artificial lights? Is the air stale, the mattress old, or the temperature uncomfortable? Your sleep environment directly affects your nervous system. If it's not a true sanctuary, your brain doesn't fully relax. And long-term poor sleep, even if you think you're used to it, has been linked to increased risk of stroke, immune system suppression, and accelerated aging. Better habit. Make your bedroom a sacred space. Keep it cool, around 18 to 20 degrees Celsius, 64 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Quiet and dark. Use blackout curtains, air purifiers, and high-quality bedding. Treat it like your personal temple. 5. Skipping a consistent sleep schedule. Going to bed at inconsistent times, even just on weekends, confuses your body's circadian rhythm. This internal clock controls everything from hormone release to cellular repair and immune system function. Disrupting it regularly not only leads to poor sleep but increases the risk of heart disease, obesity, diabetes, and even shorter lifespan. Better habit. Set a regular sleep and wake time. Even on weekends, your body craves rhythm. When you honor it, you activate your deepest healing powers. 6. Drinking alcohol before bed. That evening glass of wine or nightcap might make you feel relaxed. But alcohol is deceptive. While it can make you sleepy, it actually disrupts REM sleep, increases nighttime awakenings, and stresses the liver. Over time, regular nighttime alcohol use contributes to cognitive decline, higher cancer risk, and shortened life expectancy, especially in older adults. Better habit. Limit alcohol intake to earlier in the evening, and not every day. Try herbal teas like chamomile, passion flower, or lemon balm to unwind naturally. 7. Going to bed angry or anxious. When we lie in bed replaying arguments, regrets, or future worries, we enter a cycle of overthinking and emotional unrest. This keeps the nervous system in fight or flight mode, even during sleep. The result? Elevated blood pressure, heart strain, and long-term damage to the brain and immune system. Negative thoughts before bed don't just affect your dreams, they affect your entire body's ability to heal and rejuvenate. Better habit. Give yourself emotional closure before sleep. Speak kind words to yourself. Pray, meditate, visualize peace. Remember, you deserve rest, even on difficult days. Nighttime is where longevity begins. Your nighttime rituals aren't just habits, they're signals. They tell your body whether it's safe, loved, respected, and ready to heal. And the truth is, many people unknowingly destroy their health not during the day, but in the hours leading up to sleep, when the body is most vulnerable and most in need of kindness. But the good news? You can reclaim your nights. You can choose rest over stress, stillness over stimulation, care over chaos. Even small changes, like dimming the lights, setting a sleep schedule, or saying, "I forgive myself," can add years to your life and peace to your soul. Because longevity isn't just about medicine or genes. It's about rhythm, ritual, and love for your body, mind, and heart. So tonight, choose differently. Sleep like your life depends on it. Because, in many ways, it does. If you're over 65, stop eating these 4 foods. They're poisoning your brain. The silent thieves of your golden years. There's a quiet fear that many people over 65 carry with them every day. It's not just about aching joints or declining strength. It's about something far more personal, far more painful. It's the fear of losing your mind, forgetting names, misplacing your words, feeling foggy, confused, or disconnected from the world around you. And while we often accept this as just part of getting older, science tells us a different story. Much of this cognitive decline is preventable. Even more surprising? The culprits might not be age or genetics, but rather what's sitting on your plate. Yes, the very foods you eat each day might be silently sabotaging your brain, killing off memory cells, slowing your thinking, and increasing your risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. So in today's message, we're going to uncover the 4 most dangerous foods that people over 65 should avoid at all costs, foods that doctors and neuroscientists say are like poison to the brain. But this isn't just about fear, it's about empowerment. Once you know the truth, you can make smarter choices, nourish your brain, and keep your mind sharp, focused, and vibrant, no matter your age. Let's dive in. 1. Processed meats, a shortcut to brain inflammation. You might love a slice of ham, some bacon with breakfast, or a few hot dogs at the summer barbecue. But for your brain, these meats are a nightmare. Why? Because processed meats are loaded with nitrites, preservatives, and inflammatory compounds that have been directly linked to increased brain inflammation and cognitive decline. Studies from the University of Leeds found that people who regularly ate processed meats were 44% more likely to develop dementia. These meats are also high in saturated fats, sodium, and sometimes even sugar, creating the perfect storm for high blood pressure and reduced blood flow to the brain. Reduced blood flow equals less oxygen equals slower thinking, weaker memory, and even brain cell death. Better choice. Swap out processed meats for fresh, lean proteins like grilled chicken, wild-caught salmon, or legumes. These are rich in omega-3s and amino acids that support neurotransmitter function and protect your memory. 2. Margarine and hydrogenated oils, fat that destroys thought. You might remember a time when margarine was marketed as the heart-healthy alternative to butter. But research now shows this was a dangerous lie. Margarine and other products made with partially hydrogenated oils contain trans fats, a type of fat so damaging that many countries have started banning it altogether. Trans fats have been shown to shrink the brain's memory center, impair mood, and increase the risk of Alzheimer's disease. They do this by stiffening brain cell membranes, interfering with cell communication, and promoting chronic inflammation in the brain. And for older adults, the damage is even worse, because the brain is more vulnerable to oxidative stress and needs healthy fats to function. Better choice. Ditch margarine, shortening, and processed spreads. Use extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, or grass-fed butter in moderation. These fats support brain health, reduce inflammation, and even enhance mood and focus. 3. Refined sugars and artificial sweeteners, sweet poison. You already know that sugar isn't great for your body, but few people understand just how devastating it is for the brain. Refined sugars, like those in pastries, sodas, breakfast cereals, and even healthy granola bars, cause rapid blood sugar spikes followed by crashes, which impair concentration, memory, and energy levels. Over time, sugar fuels insulin resistance, which has been called type 3 diabetes when it affects the brain. This condition is strongly linked to Alzheimer's disease and age-related memory loss. But what about artificial sweeteners, the ones marketed as sugar-free? Worse, sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin can interfere with neurotransmitters, harm gut bacteria, which influences mood and memory, and have even been linked to depression and anxiety in older adults. Better choice. Satisfy your sweet tooth with whole fruits, like blueberries or apples. Use natural sweeteners in moderation, such as stevia, monk fruit, or a bit of raw honey, and always read labels carefully. 4. White bread and refined carbs, empty calories, empty mind. Toast for breakfast, pasta for lunch, crackers or cookies with tea. Sound familiar? These foods made from refined white flour might be comfort staples, but they do very little to comfort your brain. Refined carbs act like sugar in your body. They're broken down quickly, causing blood sugar surges that harm brain function. Over time, they dull memory, slow learning, and even shrink the hippocampus, the brain region responsible for memory and learning. Even worse, a high intake of refined carbs increases inflammation in the body. including the brain, and raises the risk of developing depression and cognitive decline. Better choice. Choose whole grains like oats, quinoa, buckwheat, or sprouted grain breads. These contain fiber, B vitamins, and antioxidants that nourish your brain, protect your nerves, and keep you mentally energized throughout the day. What you eat becomes who you are. After 65, every decision you make matters a little more, and few choices are more powerful or more personal than what you put into your body. Because here's the truth: your brain is not destined to decline. Your memories are not meant to fade. Your golden years can still be filled with clarity, creativity, and deep connection if you feed your brain the respect it deserves. So let today be a turning point. Take a look at your kitchen. What's in your fridge, your pantry, your breakfast bowl? What's fueling your thoughts or fogging them? By removing these 4 brain-damaging foods from your diet, you're not just avoiding disease. You're saying yes to presence, to purpose, to remembering the names, the moments, and the people you love. Because your mind is worth protecting, and it's never too late to begin. Avoid these 5 healthy breakfasts after 60. Doctors are shocked. The morning trap that's fooling millions over 60. We all grow up with one golden rule drilled into our heads: breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And as we age, that rule often takes on even greater importance. After 60, when energy levels shift, metabolism slows down, and the risk for chronic illnesses increases. Many seniors try to eat a healthier breakfast to start the day right. So, we reach for what we've always believed are healthy options: whole grain cereals, fruit smoothies, low-fat yogurts, granola bars, even a glass of orange juice. They're quick, convenient, and marketed as nutritious. But here's the shocking truth: some of the most popular breakfast choices for older adults might be silently sabotaging your health. Doctors and nutritionists are now sounding the alarm. These so-called healthy breakfasts are often loaded with hidden sugars, harmful fats, and ingredients that spike inflammation, mess with blood sugar, and strain aging hearts, joints, and digestive systems. In today's article, we're going to expose 5 common breakfast foods that you should avoid after age 60. And explain why these choices, though well-meaning, may be doing more harm than good. We'll also offer better, senior-friendly alternatives that actually support energy, brain function, heart health, and longevity. 1. Fruit yogurt, the sugar bomb in disguise. Yogurt often tops the list of healthy breakfast options, especially fruit-flavored low-fat versions. But did you know that many fruit yogurts contain more sugar than a donut? After age 60, excess sugar becomes especially dangerous. It increases insulin resistance, contributes to belly fat, fuels inflammation, and raises your risk of type 2 diabetes and heart disease, all conditions that seniors are already more vulnerable to. On top of that, low-fat yogurts strip away the healthy fats your body actually needs, the fats that help stabilize energy, nourish the brain, and keep you full longer. Better option: choose plain, full-fat Greek yogurt and add your own fresh berries or a sprinkle of cinnamon. You get protein, probiotics, and healthy fats, without the sugar crash. 2. Granola and cereal, crunchy, but catastrophic. Granola and breakfast cereals are marketed as fiber-rich and whole grain, but many are anything but healthy. These products are often highly processed, loaded with added sugars or syrups, packed with vegetable oils and preservatives. They cause sharp blood sugar spikes in the morning, followed by mid-morning crashes that leave you tired, irritable, and hungry again. Over time, these fluctuations can worsen insulin resistance and metabolic syndrome. Plus, the crunchy texture can be tough on sensitive teeth and gums, which is another concern for aging adults. Better option: make your own oatmeal using steel-cut oats, chia seeds, flax seeds, and almond milk. Add a handful of walnuts and blueberries for antioxidants and healthy fats. 3. Fruit juice, liquid sugar with no fiber. A glass of orange juice may seem like the healthiest way to start your day. It's fruit, right? But most commercial fruit juices are stripped of fiber and concentrated in sugar. 1 cup of orange juice contains nearly the same amount of sugar as a can of soda, and without the fiber that slows sugar absorption. For seniors, this can lead to blood sugar spikes, increased inflammation, and added pressure on the pancreas and liver. Worse, Regularly drinking fruit juice can increase your risk of obesity, type 2 diabetes, and fatty liver disease. Better option: eat a whole orange instead of drinking the juice. Or infuse your water with slices of cucumber, lemon, or berries for natural flavor without the sugar overload. 4. Whole wheat toast with margarine, a deceptive duo. Whole wheat toast sounds healthy. Margarine? Marketed as heart healthy. But both can be misleading choices, especially after 60. Most commercial whole wheat breads are made with refined flours that spike blood sugar just like white bread. And margarine, once hailed as a better alternative to butter, is often made with inflammatory seed oils and trans fats, the very things that contribute to heart disease and cognitive decline. In short, this breakfast may be quietly harming the very organs you're trying to protect. Better option: try sprouted grain bread with mashed avocado, a boiled egg, or a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. This combo supports heart health and provides clean, steady energy. 5. Smoothies, a health halo that hides sugar. Smoothies can be healthy, but most commercial or store-bought ones are sugar traps. Even homemade smoothies can backfire if loaded with too much fruit, juice, sweetened yogurt, or protein powders full of artificial ingredients. After 60, your body's ability to process sugars and chemicals slows down. High sugar smoothies can cause gut issues, inflammation, energy crashes, and even mood swings. Plus, when you drink your calories too fast, your body doesn't register fullness, leading to overeating later in the day. Better option: build a senior smart smoothie with half an avocado, unsweetened almond milk, a scoop of clean protein, like collagen, a handful of spinach, and some frozen berries. This fuels your brain, muscles, and immune system, without the sugar surge. Your mornings deserve better. After 60, breakfast is more than just a meal, it's a foundation for your day, your energy, and your future health. And while the food industry may try to convince you that fruit-flavored, or whole grain, always means healthy, the truth is more complicated. Many breakfast choices labeled healthy are actually working against you, quietly disrupting your metabolism, stressing your organs, and accelerating aging from the inside out. But with just a few mindful swaps, you can transform your breakfast into a powerful tool for healing, strength, clarity, and longevity. So tomorrow morning, take a moment to look at your plate and ask, is this feeding my future? Or just fooling me today? Because your body may be aging, but your mornings can still feel young, vibrant, and full of life.